the banishing of demons. In fact, just the very mentioning of King Solomon's name, and with the help of a magical ring, could get the job done. Now you might be asking yourself, why am I discussing this evening? In truth, it is not a magical practice that I particularly take part in. But maybe it took part in me, so I decided to do some homework on it. This has been a few years now, and I've done some research on the topic of demonology, and have learned a lot. Though my path hasn't really changed all that much, I still pretty much engage how I have with my own, as anyone would have, natural evolutions, tending to be more about nature magic, working with certain deities in a highly eclectic way, and alignment with a heavy focus on meditative practices. I don't really engage in summoning external beings and then bossing them around. But I will say this. There were certain things that I learned when I was living less healthy, when I was closer to the veil, if you will. And certain things I didn't know until after those spiritual experiences. Some things that turned out to be written in Jewish mysticism. So I began to study these things. So this will be the beginning. This is an intro to my personal studies and personal take, and then eventually maybe a 2-3 part series on demonology. And of course, you almost can't have a conversation about demonology without mentioning King Solomon. There are many interesting questions. How did someone with 700 wives and 300 concubines end up writing at least one book in the Bible, Proverbs? What is the Heptameron, the Testament of Solomon, the hydromancy, or hygromantia, and more. So we will dig into different aspects and different cultures, not just the Solomonic lineage, but of course that's the one that in Western esotericism people are so familiar with. As in with any practice, I think you'll find that there are things that are highly misunderstood, including the beings themselves. I found them to be, if you want to know. I also would like to state for the record that these experiences no longer happen. They happened when I was in poor health. I've always been prone to spiritual experiences, but sometimes when you're closer to the doorway, they can amp up a little bit. I will say they were highly morally relative, and I'm understating. Anyway, I'm Daniel Michael, founder of the Main Street Universe, co-founder of the Main Street Universe Radio Network, author of Warrior Seed, and this is just a little intro video saying there will be a little mini-series I will do on demonology and my take on it. It might not be what you think, I will say that. Thank you all, and have a good evening from my home in the mountains, Hagerstown, Maryland. Thank you.